Hey class, welcome to Unit 1 exams review. Sorry it's a little bit late. Usually I have this done by Thursdays, but like I said, this last week with everything going on with funeral and a lot of issues taking place this week, just got set back a couple of days. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. Back on track. I looked at the exam, the averages and everything, and I was pretty pleased by seeing overall scores. I don't see individual results. I only see averages on like what was most missed, commonly missed. And so there was, and when I look at the statistic, I look at the concept and I can tell you what concepts were missed, but I can't tell you what question and answer was missed. So hopefully this helps out. There wasn't that many. Sometimes, depending on the semester, sometimes there's multiple where videos are a little bit longer than than you'd want, but this was not going to be too bad. There's just a few missed concepts, so let me make sure I go over these with you. Let's see here. So research ethics, there was a couple of them that were missed. One was demand characteristic. Demand characteristic is basically the researcher standing up there and giving the rundown of what the study's about, and through their body language and tone, voice tone, they're kind of implying to you what they're looking for in the results, which they cannot do. So it's an implicit demand, and so they're implying they want to reach this answer to reach this hypothesis. So that's what demand characteristic is. And something similar to that was missed was called the good subject role. So that's, if you flip that around, it's kind of like demand characteristic, but demand characteristics more for the researcher trying to sway an answer or implicit demand. Good subject role is like the actual participant who's worrying about what the researcher's saying. So they're trying to guess what the researchers want to confirm the hypothesis of the researcher. Either they're doing that to give the answers on what they feel like the researcher is going to expect out of them, or they might just do opposite. They might be kind of like that rebellious, have that rebellious personality where they kind of guess and figure out what the researcher wants from the study, and they do opposite. So that's what the good subject role. That wouldn't be a good subject, to be honest with you, if you're doing opposite. But for the most part, that's what it falls under. Is they're most of the time they're going to try to find out what the researcher wants and most likely please the researcher in that. There were some sampling methods questions that were missed. They're pretty basic and simple. They're really easy to clear up. If you have any confusion with this, you have random sampling. Random sampling just means you're trying to take a sample of a large population. This is from the lecture I gave a few weeks ago with the headaches, and you could take any kind of example that you want. Like, if you're looking for people that, have some kind of health problems, or maybe you want to know if they have they want like some kind of movie or something. You'd have to figure out of a large population who has that trait or who is involved in that population, and then you're randomly selecting people from that. So it just has to be representative. So you can't, like, if you're looking for people who have headache issues, you want to make sure they have similar headache issues, versus if you're just grabbing random people, not knowing if they have any problems with headaches. Random assignment is where you have a control group, an experimental group, and you're assigning. So you already have your 100 people sample population, or even if you just minimalize it and have just 10 people, for example, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to figure out all these 10 people have headaches, but I'm going to randomly assign 5 people to the control group, 5 to the experimental group. Control group gets the placebo, experimental group gets the actual pill that helps headaches. And you're randomly assigning the people to the groups. You're not carrying on gender, race, ethnicity. And so it helps you minimize the differences. All right, so let's see here. Correlation studies, that's another one. I was surprised about this. This one never, these questions for correlation studies get missed quite a bit. So let me clarify this. Remember, it's non-experimental. You're not looking for any kind of cause or effect. So if you have any answer in there that says anything about it's going to infer or it's going to help make explain a relationship, it's not. Okay, so it's non-experimental. It only makes predictions. There's no independent dependent variable because you're not looking for cause and effect. When you have an independent and dependent variable, you're looking for cause and effect because the independent variable would be the cause and the effect would be, did the cause some kind of reaction? Okay, so you're not doing that with correlations. You're just looking for the relationship strength between variables. So you'll never have something saying this, this, result A is it has an effect towards participant B. So it's like you won't see that. You'll just guess they'll have a relationship strength, and it's more of a guess more than anything. Sorry, it's not a guess, it's more of a prediction, is what you're looking at. False consensus and false uniqueness is also two concepts that were kind of missed. More so false uniqueness. Pretty basic and simple once you hear it. False consensus effect means there's an underestimation of how much people agree with you. So in your world, in your mind, you probably know people in their world, in their mind, they think everybody's going to agree with them. And they get upset when somebody has a different viewpoint than theirs because they have that false consensus effect in their mind thinking everyone's going to agree with what I agree with. And if they don't, I'm surprised. Okay, so kind of an interesting concept. And then false uniqueness effect means you're unique to something. So remember, consensus. If you're looking for voting, it's like there's a consensus of voters that vote yes on this. Uniqueness is there's something that's unique about you. So your talent and your abilities are unique. No one does this better than me. I'm the best at this. Nobody plays basketball better than me. Nobody plays the piano better than me. And those are the differences between the two things. Okay, so hopefully that clears that up too. So that's it. Again, I can only see averages, can't see individual results. So if you ask me, what did I get wrong? I can only give you what the overall averages are here. Now, if you have any questions about a concept that you may think you got wrong and you want to talk about that, you can email me or you can set up a Zoom meeting with me and we can go over it, okay? So hope everybody has a good rest of the weekend. Stay safe.